The footage had so much potential.
And I'm in Ukraine. This building behind me was struck 4 days ago. This entire district that we're in, all these buildings are just gone.
But the editing let it down. And I want to tell you why.
Tell me.
I'm nervous for you. You should be terrified.
I'm okay. I have thick skin.
This is going to be pretty brutal.
That's all right.
All right, fine. Drew Binsky, who is one of the biggest travel creators on YouTube, took a trip to Ukraine, where he spent 7 days traveling across a country in the midst of a violent invasion. But the editing, it was awful. There's these random whip pans, jump cuts during these emotional interviews.
Really hard to deal with was like people experience survivor guilt.
Awful graphics that don't fit the tone, and cliche 2010s era stock music. How did Drew manage to capture the human drama of war so well? Like, it's there. I see the potential. But yet turn it into this happy-go-lucky travel vlog. The approach of this video was misguided. So I asked Drew why.
We only have like 2 weeks to edit this, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
That's actually a huge part of the problem.
Yeah.
You can't edit a video like this in 2 weeks, and we did.
I don't think it's possible to have empathy for your subject if the process is rushed like that. Trust me, I know. And so I feel it's my responsibility to tell creators like Drew how they can edit their stories better. I showed Drew how editing without intention made the tone feel inauthentic. How his insecure, overly fast retention editing detracted from the realism of the story. Oh, and there was just this one hilariously offensive misstep where Drew accidentally uses one of the oldest editing techniques to imply something terrible. You've just connected yourself to
All right, I'm out of here. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, and by the way, you can get roasted just like this on HilliardSmith.com, where you can book a one-on-one with me and I will roast your editing. Or you can buy my masterclass on how to edit like an artist and be a damn good storyteller. But anyway, let's get on with it.
I guess there's no other way to say this.
Russian troops are closing in on the capital.
The largest invasion of a neighboring country since World War II.
I'm on my way to Ukraine. Some of you might be worried about my safety or wondering why I'm heading to a country caught in the grip of a brutal war. My mission is simple. I'm going to Ukraine to share stories of resilience and give a voice to the 40 million locals who dream of peace in their homeland.
Break down for me what you're trying to do in those first 27 seconds.
Convince people to want to watch to the end of the video.
That's a good thing.
Tell them what they're going to expect. What are they going to see?
Yeah.
How are they going to feel? What is this story about? Title, thumbnail, they're clicking on it thinking it's going to be about something. And so in the first 30 seconds or minute, you're supposed to confirm that that's what they clicked on and that they're going to want to stay.
You do have that philosophy down. I want to explore, let's say, the execution of that. Straight away, these first couple shots.
I guess there's no other way to say this.
That breathe out, that felt like an apology video to me. I guess you guys caught me.
It's supposed to be like I'm really nervous, but I guess it didn't come off as I'm nervous.
It felt to me a little bit fabricated, a little bit, if I'm honest. Opening it with this.
I guess there's no other way to say this.
Russian troops are closing in on the capital.
The largest invasion of a neighboring country since World War II.
I'm on my way to Ukraine.
Makes it about you rather than Ukraine.
And I was trying to make it about Ukraine.
Yes. What I was thinking, if we want to have an opening shot, imagine if the shot opened with this.
Me walking and then you're like, what is this mysterious place I'm in? And you feel different.
Exactly. Questions now open, like, wait, where is he? That being one of the first things that I see is already very impactful. Maybe some sort of mild drone. Then we hear like the news bulletins.
The news is important.
Yeah, we hear those, but with only audio. We don't hear you say anything just yet. We hear the interviews from the people, a few more shots of you sort of looking around. We are now getting your perspective, but we're also getting the Ukraine's perspective first. And then we come in with the...
Some of you might be worried about my safety.
And then the third person it brings in is now you.
The largest invasion of a neighboring country since World War II.
Fierce fighting in many parts of the country. There are reports of large Ukrainian casualties.
Russia is killing our children. We are in danger. We are dying. Our women, our men. We are suffering.
Some of you might be worried about my safety.
This now makes you even more vulnerable.
Damn, that's heavy. This is a very heavy topic. And so some of the retention tactics that we do, I couldn't do in this video.
What we would describe as retention hacks is probably inappropriate to be doing on very, very sensitive subject matter.
Sure.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah.
I can understand trying to be a lot more sensitive towards an appropriate representation of the story that didn't feel too sort of hacky or manipulative.
Yeah, and I didn't want to make it feel like, look at me, I'm in Ukraine in a war, click this video. So it was very done out of respect, and that's why I featured a lot of other people in the video. It's hard to find the balance, man.
Yeah, and I could show you how you can balance that better.
Some of you might be worried about my safety or wondering why I'm heading to a country caught in the grip of a brutal war. My mission is simple.
Now, I know you're doing lots of cuts there. I think they're too quick for me. I wasn't able to scan enough, and then it was too late. By the time I adjusted to the thing I needed to focus on, you already moved on to the next shot. I wonder if we could have seen some more parallel movements. That's going right to left. That's going forward. That's going forward.
You want it to be all going in the same direction?
Same direction, yes. I did this a lot in the Saudi Arabia documentary, where it's like I chose shots specifically where the camera's going backwards the entire time. Backwards, backwards,
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia
backwards.
is building atop this sand.
So it feels like you're just pulling out and you're getting all these different.
Yeah,
The
and
cadence is the same. It's like shot, 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 but you're just saying keep them in the same movement.
Or wondering why I'm heading to a country caught in the grip of a brutal war.
keeping it in the same movement shows the scale of the war and keeps them all connected.
My mission is simple. I'm going to Ukraine to share stories of resilience and give a voice to the 40 million locals who dream of peace in their homeland.
Some of these could have been a little bit longer, held on to some of these. What I'm looking for is much more stronger motivation between what each shot is showing, rather than
Just finding a shot of a person and putting it there.
yeah, a lot of this feels quite random, whereas I'm looking for something a little bit more motivated, especially this one.
Yeah,
that is one of the most
I know.
impactful shots of it. Even imagine if one of the voice notes is, so many people have died there, and then we cut to this.
Peace in their homeland.
We are in danger. We are dying.
That now has even more of a bigger impact.
Over the next 7 days, I'll be traveling 1,000 kilometers across the country from the charming village.
Should I hold that map longer?
Yeah, traveling 1,000 miles across the country, but then you cut. And so that tells me, oh, you're only going to go just before Kyiv. That should have gone across the entire time.
Yeah, I should hold that map longer.
1,000 kilometers across the country from the charming villages in the west to the dangerous front lines in the east, where buildings look like this.
So you're getting some good contrast there.
From the charming villages in the west to the dangerous front lines in the east.
Well, what could have been interesting here is one of the philosophies that I got from Joe Walker, who edited the Dune franchises, is he loves cutting to a big wide and then a big close.
You've already got there a kind of thing that's very typical for the film, which is a contrast between a big wide and a big close. There's this sort of sense of contrast in this film, mostly because the film really is about a human drama on an epic scale. You know, it's embracing those very wide range of things.
And you kind of did that here. This is a wide, and then you cut to a close of someone. I like that sort of detail. It could have happened again. A big wide of absolute destruction, and then a close-up of something. Big wide and a big close of somewhere safe, big wide and a big close of somewhere that's destroyed. And then that repetitive motions also creates an interesting connection.
Across the country from the charming villages in the west to the dangerous front lines in the east.
So not wide to wide to wide, wide to
Wide to close, wide to close.
Okay. That's something I can apply to many videos, many situations.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yeah.
Shit, we just heard a bone check.
The risks are real, but
That's a good shot, but then also it's also a shot of your
Crotch
crotch.
shot?
It's a crotch shot.
I'm okay with that, man.
It's still funny.
You can also see my nipple right here.
If you want to start an OnlyFans, off you go.
the risks are real. But I believe that meeting eye to eye with local people is one of the best ways that I can support Ukraine in this fight. I hope to replace narratives of destruction with ones of solidarity. This journey will forever change how you see Ukraine.
That's a stock shot. That's stock footage.
Yeah, but people don't think when they watch it that's a stock shot. You do. You're an editor.
I
Trust
do.
me. Trust me. People don't think that.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be
I'm right on that
Yeah,
one.
all right, fine.
This journey will forever change how you see Ukraine.
No, right on the train.
Oh, so that's meant to be connected to this moment. Oh, I never got that connection.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you didn't get it the first time is a problem because people only watch these videos once.
I've watched this video 5 times now, and I never made that connection.
It sounds like the other stuff wasn't so bad. Some of the other shot choices weren't terrible.
Kinda. I actually think I described it as quite repetitive. There should have been a bit more of a stronger arc throughout this intro that guided me through the story, and some more smaller beats of stories could have been told. For example, I think I even saw it here. You had the shot of that flag shot.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
shot there. that shot there, and then there was also the other one, which was
the girl.
And a lot of it is simply putting a lot of these shots,
connect those together.
All of those shots, that should have been a beat rather than being separated.
I hope to replace narratives of destruction with ones of solidarity. I believe that meeting eye to eye with local people is one of the best ways that I can support Ukraine in this fight. This journey will forever change how you see Ukraine.
We usually do title cards, but I want to get your thoughts on title cards. This is a perfect moment. We were going to do but it just, that feels, Guest Theory had it. I sometimes I think videos warrant it, and sometimes I just want to get right into the action. And Mateo from the Beast Team, every time he sees a title card, he's like, "Why are you wasting 3 seconds of a video?" But that's the thing. It's like I'm trained to be like retention. Do you think I should have had a title card
for a video that's about 10 minutes? No title.
You got to get into it.
You've already told me this video is an hour long on the packaging, but for a video for this long. You need to tell audiences why this is worth their time. The audiences are so used to over-editing or retention editing that I actually call insecure editing. Yeah. The fast cutting straight away tells to me, this is going to be aggressively cut. This is actually going to be quite a frustrating thing to watch. If this had a slower pace, if this had a bit more of an interesting, sort of deeper, more produced documentary feel, this all straight away tells me that this is going to be a different YouTube video.
It's about setting the tone.
Yes. The footage and the editing was a lot more confident. This is now the new retention tactic of pulling me in, because I know that you're confident with this video rather than insecure about it, especially if you're asking me to commit to an hour. And so a title, after all of this...
Stamp of approval.
Yeah, that is bravery.
This journey will forever change how you see Ukraine.
It actually seems like I agree with a lot of your feedback, but it sounds like it's not that much to re-edit, like to fix this. It's just like slowing down shots, getting the movements the same way, the wides, the shorts, and maybe opening up with a stronger tactic at the very beginning to really pull you in.
Yeah.
But it sounds like the other stuff wasn't so bad. Some of the other shot choices weren't terrible.
Hi, hello, Studio Hayden here. I just want to mention to you guys that you can get roasted like this too. You can send me your video and I'll be able to give you feedback, roasts on how you can make your videos better. And you'll be able to find that on hiliasmith.com, where you can book a one-on-one call with me and I will roast your editing. So obviously there's only one of me, so there are limited slots. Hop yourself on the wait list, and then when there's a slot, I'll reach out. As a reconciliation, I'll then send you an extra 30 minutes of the roast that I gave to Drew that were just too complicated for me to put on YouTube. Or you could get access to my MasterClass, which is a 4-hour deep education on how you can edit like an artist. I'm looking forward to roasting you guys' videos. I'll see you in a bit.
This train is pretty crazy. It's 98% Ukrainians. Actually, the conductor told us that. It's chaos when we got on the train. It was everyone.
I know there's audio issues here. I know you're gonna bring it up.
We were just 2 minutes away from arriving. I have no idea what to expect.
It was so loud on the train. I had a lav mic and a shotgun mic, and they both were muffled.
In fact, I don't even know how immigration works, but...
Should I have dubbed my voice?
That was something we considered, yes.
I thought about it, but then it doesn't match, and I don't know if people would notice it doesn't match. I didn't want to cut the train scene because it's important and significant to get to Ukraine, but when you have audio issues, it really... I know.
It's a nightmare. I know a lot of this video had audio issues. Because now, because it's such bad sound, I imagine a lot of people went, all right, I can't understand anything, and then they click off.
Sound is a problem. It's so hard.
Yeah, you can get away with bad visuals, but you cannot get away with bad sound.
I know that.
And this bad sound would have been a major click off.
Subtitles help some scenes,
yeah,
but I didn't put them on this scene.
Around to get the seat, it's fully sold out. It's just a shocking reality. It hits you in the face that you are going to war zone.
That's a cheesy cut. You're trying to do a tone change, which is fine.
That was a long night. I ended up sleeping okay, but the guy was snoring so loud next to me.
If we're doing an out, you could have maybe also did a bit more of a playful whiplash here, opened it with just that guy snoring.
And then just say, oh, the guy was snoring. Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I barely slept last night. And then you cut back to the guy snoring again.
Yeah. Shocking reality, it hits you in the face that you are going to war zone. That was a long night. I ended up sleeping okay, but the guy was snoring so loud next to me. Anyways, we were just...
That's kind of funny.
I
Just,
thought that guy was funny.
it was funny, and
Yeah.
it's good because since this is a very serious documentary, you do need a little bit of a comedy moment to kind of create a bit more of a palate cleanser because dark tones can be exhausting.
I have no idea what to expect. I don't even know how immigration works, but sense adventure, that's for sure.
Be careful. Be ready. Be positive.
I didn't hear her the first time. I had to rewind it a couple times. Be careful, be positive.
Be careful. Be ready. Be positive.
The reason we removed subtitles for her is because I always like to have a title card to introduce main characters, such as my wife. If there were subtitles for her, then how are we going to put my wife, Deanna?
I think story should always be priority. The subtitles tells the story better rather than just the introduction of your wife. We've said a lot that this should have been a very, very serious documentary with a really, really sensitive and mature tone. That also probably goes with the aesthetic. And so I actually don't think this graphic feels particularly appropriate. This just looks too goofy for me.
Yeah, we tried to do Ukraine flag colors, but obviously no one picked up on that. We could have just done way more simple.
Are you scared?
Yes, sure I'm scared. Yes, because everyday bomb.
Everyday bomb goes off, like, great. Oh, wait, no.
Screen wipe?
Those screen wipes, man.
After 15 long hours...
It bothers me so much.
I knew you were going to say that. I actually wrote it. Look, it's in my notes here. I was like, screen wipes, question mark.
The waiter just asked us if we want to shoot Putin. Putin's dead. We are in the lovely Jewish quarter.
2 years ago, my videos were so much more poppy and jumpy, and we were doing a lot of screen wipes.
And we got tickets. We've entered this really...
And I guess we just never evolved out of them.
After 15 long hours, we've officially arrived in Lviv. It's beautiful.
Get just like very random. I didn't like the consistency of the movements there.
After 15 long hours, we've officially arrived.
Like, I didn't know what I meant to look at there. Eyeline is on the center here. Cut. I don't know what the focal point is. It's not great framing. Silhouetted, looking at books. It's a messy shot. Then that's a decent shot, but it's of her.
She's out of context because I'm assuming people don't know who she is.
It's beautiful.
So far, life in Lviv feels pretty normal, but I know the war...
So far, you looking around, see something seems pretty normal. This first, and then that point, it's just the wrong way around. Then that. Like, those two should have been the other way around.
Okay.
So far, life in Lviv feels pretty normal, but I know the war is lurking around the corner.
That's good. I liked that.
To get a deeper sense of the city and ongoing situation...
Just a small detail like this. That van coming across, cut. Now it's cut away. It's just inconclusive.
Remove the van.
Yeah.
I'm meeting my local friend Markian, who's ready to show me around and help me navigate my next week in Ukraine.
So by the way, on this shot, we're seeing first, you're halfway down on that shot.
Yeah.
We're just going to point that out.
Maybe people don't want to see my shoes, bro. Like, come on.
It's a nice place, dude. Yeah, it's a very old city. Is this the westernmost big city?
Way too short. Slow down, guys. Slow down.
Yeah. Bad
Focal
shot
point.
choices. Would you be a fan of one drone shot instead of 4 quick shots?
And then 1 or 2
Cut-ins.
smooth movement shots where there's a really good focal point. This doesn't have to be as fast. A soft transition in. If you're entering this city, I would have grabbed maybe a stock or a drone shot of the city with a new song. Text come up. We could have had you J cutting into this. Ideally, I would have had just a small mini sequence of you exploring around to kind of have us enter into the tone of the city. I want to enter the city the first time as you do as well.
After 15 long hours, we've officially arrived in Lviv. It's beautiful. You can see how lovely these streets are. They're like perfect cobblestones. I have to admit, Lviv is really charming and nice. I'm pleasantly surprised by Lviv.
So far, life in Lviv feels pretty normal, but I know the war is lurking around the corner. To get a deeper sense of the city and ongoing situation, I'm meeting my local friend Markian, who's ready to show me around and help me navigate my next week in Ukraine.
It's a nice place, dude. Yeah, it's a very old city. Is this the westernmost big city in Ukraine?
Yeah, people come here all over from Europe, like just to hang out.
Culturally, how is this place different than elsewhere in Ukraine? Culturally, how is this place different than elsewhere in Ukraine?
This part of the country was Austro-Hungarian Empire.
We had to use stock music, obviously.
Yeah.
But, dude.
The music is bad, man. Sorry.
What song would you have put there? Any stock song is not going to feel right.
Well, it's because you're calling it stock song. You should allow yourself to have access to more premium music.
Is there a site you recommend me to look at?
Licked is the only music licensing platform where you can license mainstream music and put it in your content. You can license Coldplay, Bruno Mars.
I can license a Coldplay song?
Which means you can get tracks from artists like Sabrina Carpenter to the massive The Weeknd. Or you could be old school and license the Harlem Shuffle. A needle drop like that could mean a huge spike in retention and engagement for your audience. And when that watch time goes up, it helps your content go further and be seen by more people.
I mean, I would definitely pay that for certain moments of videos.
Now, usually I would just give you a sign-up link, but Licked has given me a 7-day free trial to give away, which means that you can get a free mainstream track and unlimited stock tracks. But it is a limited offer, so if you found this video late, it might already be gone. And I honestly don't really know the next time Lick's going to give me a link like that. So sign up to Licked using the link in the description. So thank you, Licked, and let's get back to the roast.
Culturally, how is this place different than elsewhere in Ukraine? This part of the country was Austro-Hungarian Empire, and the other part of the country was Russian Empire. So you have a little bit like language difference.
You have a problem with that graphic?
No, I think that's a pretty good graphic. But I also wonder, is the walk and talks, you guys are walking really, really fast.
It looks like we're like running somewhere.
It's like you're running.
Okay, we gotta get here, we gotta get here.
Take your time.
You're right, we could have walked half the speed.
Language difference, and for example, majority of population here.
That's a stock, which I'm fine with stock.
Yeah, we actually had like 5 different shots there, and they all felt more stocky than that one.
Yeah.
So.
But also the reason why I felt jarring, again, you're not working with movement. You're going left to right. Now it's right to left. Like, just reverse it. Consistent movements just makes cuts feel so much smoother.
I'm gonna pay a lot of attention to the movement.
Everything seems to be open. All the stores, cafes, bars, restaurants, it's open. Yeah.
You almost had it here. Bars and cafes are open. Person eating, person reading at a cafe, and then a random person smoking.
Almost had it.
Keep it consistent. You set up the pattern, you confirmed the pattern, but then you didn't reaffirm the pattern, and then you kind of broke it in a weird way. It works with comedy, but it doesn't work with storytelling in this sense.
Yeah, but if you look like there, for example, you see the gray box is generators. As the power goes out because of the Russian attacks, in July we had 16 hours of electricity per day. It's because Russia destroyed the power station.
So just because you said what you said chronologically.
But if you look like there, for example, you see the gray box is generators, and here's the generators. So
where? So it means the power goes out.
Yeah, the power goes out because of the Russian attacks. It's like in July we had 16 hours of electricity per day, and it's because Russia destroys the power stations.
16 hours on or off?
16 hours off.
Off?
Yeah.
So you only had 8 hours of electricity a day?
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Doesn't mean that we can move some of his sentences around to probably tell a more consistent story.
But if you look like there, for example, you see the generators, and here's the generators. Because of the Russian attacks, Russia destroys the power stations.
So it means the power goes out.
Yeah, the power goes out. It was pretty rough.
Do you know if your editors move what they say around?
No, we move with this around for sure.
Yeah.
We do it all the time. I think all of our intention's really there. It's just a matter of these paying more attention to these small things.
Yeah.
Russia destroys the power stations. Yeah, restaurants are open, and because people want to like maintain this sense of normalcy.
So again, for the sound designers, inconsistent there.
Because people want to like.
Glad that has a sound. If that's a rule, then all of these shots should have, all of them should have some sort of sound to it. We should hear the streets. We should hear people.
Yeah, restaurants are open, and because people want to like maintain this sense of normalcy. But under the surface, it doesn't feel normal. No place that people can feel safely to be in Ukraine. That's quite hard. It's stressful. It's like people are quite.
Pause for a second. In terms of the audio, go back.
Oh no, wait, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, you knew it exists.
Yeah. Just like B-roll. Fuck it. Just throw something in.
Is there not a rule of thumb where if I'm walking and talking with my friend Markian, I don't like to be more than 15 seconds of just us talking. I like to see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I have this abundance of footage. Why not show it?
Yeah.
You're saying show it, but be more cautious about what you're showing.
Exactly. You've set a deadline, which means you struggle to then actually give the editors time to have intent or have motivation. They have no choice to just throw something in and call it a day. Which was why that throughout the whole bloody documentary, they cut to the same shot 5 times.
It was wiped out, but here you can see charming cafes, restaurants.
The strangest thing is that everyone seems to go on as normal, except us.
Security, we develop economically, and then we are like democracy.
Eye-opening and emotional visit to Lviv in Western Ukraine, angry after witnessing how the lifestyle has changed.
5 times, Drew. You're rushing them. This could have been a 2-month edit.
So that's it. Like,
yeah.
Like it's hard, man. I am on a schedule, but I maybe should give more time to like think about these things.
To edit this in 14 days is insane. I know Jimmy says that a lot on the Mr. Beast, but he also has 50 editors.
I know. I was just with him and he's like drilling stuff in my head and then you're pulling me the opposite direction.
I know. That's why me and Jimmy are frenemies, you know. I felt how rushed this video is, and that's why I think it's missed opportunities.
Every video is rushed.
Don't cut B-roll just for the sake of it being B-roll. It still needs to have some sort of storytelling motivational intent.
Are your friends in Lviv or they left?
Some went to fight in the front lines. Some of them went abroad. It can be hard if your families move.
That was one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, it was a very emotional beat right there.
Yeah, but how long did he stand there kind of being a bit sad?
Oh, you mean you're going to say hold it for 3 seconds?
It can be hard.
Hold.
I can see that in my head when you're saying it. That gives you an emotional feel.
Yeah, let us stay in that moment. Yeah. Let us feel his heartbreak, and especially if we're staying on him. And then you could have cut to maybe some other people who are also looking a bit stressed around living in there. And now his perspective now connects to the rest of the city.
In the front lines, some of them went abroad because it can be hard if your families move.
I've seen so many Ukraine flags all around Europe, and now when I'm looking at the flag and I'm in Ukraine, it hits harder.
The biggest takeaway so far is I agree with a lot of your feedback, but it sounds like it's not that much to re-edit, like to fix this. It's just like slowing down shots and have more thought about. That'll save a lot of the problems.
Just like being a lot more thoughtful on the storytelling that these shots, like don't just put B-roll for the sake of B-roll. Put in B-roll if it's also meant to motivate a story point. Okay, so this is an hour-long video, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. But one of the sequences I did quite like.
You like something?
Well, I saw that,
Thanks, man.
So there is an active air raid alarm in Kyiv. So we cannot go through the main building of the train station. And we are going through the underground tunnels that connect it to the street.
This is on my Sony. You can see how shaky it is, but it's okay. The shaky is okay.
No, but I like how quiet this is. This is really quiet, and I like this.
We just arrived at Kyiv main station.
And we know that. That can be cut.
Okay, sure.
An air siren went off about 30 minutes ago.
We know that because that guy said it.
Yep.
And so we couldn't actually exit through the main building.
We know that. You've already told us.
We had to go underground.
So you've already told us this. This was one of my favorite moments here, actually.
I'm asked to sign a waiver that says if I die, the hotel is not responsible. This paperwork really sends a shiver down my spine.
I held that shot for like 6 seconds. Is that good?
Yeah.
You couldn't read the whole thing, but you could read it and you can feel it.
Yeah. And then you go into the next day.
Beautiful?
Amazing. Feels normal.
We're in Kyiv, we're just seeing stuff.
You explore it, it's nice, it's lovely.
I put the camera on local people a lot here, and they do say nice things.
The thing that I enjoy most about Ukraine is the spirit of freedom. The way how, let's say, unhinged we are. We're very straightforward. We just enjoy the life.
I think it's nice to hear from these people.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ukrainian people will prevail. They are resilient. They are brilliant.
All of this context of you exploring how strong the city is.
We're in a beautiful part of the city called Landscape Alley where there's cool architecture, everybody hanging out, and bubbles.
And then the next night, we get this.
Attention, the air raid alert system has been set on in Kyiv. It's highly recommended to walk down to our underground parking.
That's one of the scariest moments.
Dude, I get the goosebumps.
Yeah, we just heard
nipple.
A bone crack.
I filmed this all on my phone, which is fine.
This is fine.
It's almost better on the phone.
Oh yeah, the iPhones are so good
This
nowadays.
is so real.
And then after that scary night of you hiding underground, you just go back to enjoying the city.
Hello.
Hello.
You enjoying? What do you think about Kyiv so far?
It's beautiful.
So the problem is that we didn't get this. Tension, beautiful city, tension, beautiful city, and that can get quite repetitive. I'm actually going to be very curious. With this scene, I was going to pitch. We move what was the second night and then make it the first night. Is that you arrive in Kyiv and then we're instantly welcomed with this air raid siren. You are in danger for a long period of time, but you make it through the night and you discover this incredible, beautiful city that is filled with resilient people getting on with their next day, therefore stretching out the tension. So it no longer becomes repetitive, but actually becomes a much more clearer story.
We had these conversations, man. This video does kind of play in chronological order. Integrity is important.
I understand the debate. What I would call it is poetic lying. where to an extent you are moving some things around, but it is also in a way servicing the quality of the story. If I was editing this, we'd have definitely debated on this. But
a lot of things you're talking about, we debated, but we had
Yeah.
an hour to debate. We're like, should we put it here? Should we put it here? Okay, let's go with it. Let's put it here.
Yeah.
A lot of this is super rushed. And I actually think knowing that we made this in 2 weeks, that's impressive.
It's insane.
The amount of footage that we went through.
It's actually made me far less
Concerned?
wanting to be mean about this. You know, it's like I've got a lot more empathy.
If
like,
we had 2
you did
more
this-
weeks now
Yes.
to really clean it up, then it's,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But there is one cut in here that I want to point out to you. Now, as I've been saying a lot, I'm showing you the implication and understanding of when one cut and the next cut happens, what does that imply and say? I saw it in one of your other videos that your editor likes to do match cuts like this.
North Korea is the most isolated and closed-off country in the world, and I'm one of the last Americans to visit.
That was cool, the head turn.
And I'm one of the last Americans to visit.
No, it wasn't.
Really?
Yeah.
How's that not cool?
It's cool, but but why? There's no why, except for saying, look how good of an editor I am. It doesn't say anything for storytelling-wise.
But my words are, I'm one of the last Americans to visit.
And I'm one of the last Americans to visit.
So I want them to see me in North Korea.
So this match cut distracts from that point.
Okay, the match cut distracts.
Distracts
so
from
just
that
show
point.
one clip then.
Yeah, it could have just been this clip.
Just show one clip. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So
Oh,
use
is that the cut you were talking about?
There's another one in this one that's worse.
But is that what a match cut is?
Yeah. So this is one of the most famous match cuts in history. So these monkeys have just discovered tools. They discovered that they can use bones to kill people. So human evolution begins. So he throws it up in the air, and then we get this. Cut to a spaceship. We then get this incredible representation of how discovery of tools throughout
Led to that.
the thousands of years have now led to a spaceship, which is one of the most powerful tools that is possible
and it
right now.
matched, the shape of it matched.
Exactly. We get the connection, don't we?
I get it.
Match cuts meant to have meaning. So here is a problem with this for you. Here is you walking, and so your editor saw this. Here's you
Understand
walking.
what Ukrainians
Center
are
frame.
going through up against Russia's dictator.
And then you cut to Putin as a match cut.
Understand what Ukrainians are going through up against Russia's dictator and his twisted view of history.
We weren't thinking about. We had a bunch of different shots of Putin.
Yeah.
And the goal was to show Putin in that moment, and I think the match cut was an accident.
It was an accident.
It was actually an accident.
It was an accident, but
Helping
because
me
of the
understand
language
what
of match
Ukrainians
cutting,
are going through up against
you've just connected yourself to Putin.
All right, I'm out of here. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Unless you've really, really pissed off your editors and that was just like a really subtle way to jab at you. I really hope not.
They didn't do that on purpose. Once again, we didn't have a lot of time. We're like, okay, this is the one we're going to choose, and we use that one.
Because of you rushing it, you've accidentally compared yourself to Putin.
Okay. I'm not Putin, guys. Okay, I don't side with his politics.
We're heading towards the end of the video. We're an hour in. By the time that everyone has dedicated this amount of time, it doesn't really matter at this point. They're not going to click off anymore.
Right. They're in it for the long haul. People that would have clicked off would have already clicked off.
Yes, exactly. Everyone that would have watched the whole video, us here, they've made the commitment. And that's one of the hardest things. If you can convince someone to make the commitment, you've got them. You don't really have to be doing insecure fast editing. And you kept on doing it here. Here is when you can really begin to slow down the video.
We're now getting closer to the front line, just 20 kilometers away. As we approach, the damage is impossible to ignore.
The school was completely destroyed. When the Russians first invaded Kharkiv, they actually set up a station here, a base.
There's not enough time for me to look at any of these shots. The whole sequence is like this. The whole sequence is just like fast and fast aggressive. I'm not able to explore. What I would have liked to have seen is this. The music comes in and we hold, 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 cut, hold, 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 cut, hold, hold. Let me study the shots.
As we approach, the damage is impossible to ignore.
The school was completely destroyed. When the Russians first invaded Kharkiv, they actually set up a station here, a base in this school. And then as soon as the Ukrainians found out, they bombed the hell out of it, and this is the remains of the school.
Really make me feel the absolute destruction.
I have this block and like I need there to be dialogue at all times.
Yeah.
I feel like if there's no dialogue, people just That's a wrong thought.
It's an
but it's
outdated thought.
Well, I've been creating since 2018.
Yeah.
Like, so
that's
I'm trained on a different system.
Exactly. You trained on a different meta. That was when 2018, that was the meta at the time. People were making 8-minute videos. Mr. Beast comes along and says, every video has to be so fast. David Dobrik with his really, really fast vlogs. Me, I had that problem. We were making those videos like 3 to 4 minutes because we had to make everything so aggressively fast. Yeah. It was a different time.
It's still in my head.
But nowadays, with YouTube being such a massive platform that we get more views and more watch time than Netflix, people are tuning in because we are now in a mature place where we can give them as good of a time or better than what we would see on Netflix or HBO now.
And they're watching in their living room on their TV.
Exactly.
65% of my views are on connected TV.
Exactly.
65.
So they've already sat down and connected.
Music up, surround sound on.
They're committed to wanting to watch your videos for an hour. And so you can give them that time.
Let them watch the videos.
Let them watch the videos.
Okay. Part of the problem is me draining this in my editors' heads.
Yeah.
And it's now become the norm.
Yeah.
And we've plateaued and we've just continued doing that.
Yeah.
It's not my editor's fault for doing it. I'm reviewing these cuts.
Yeah.
I'm saying, yes. The light bulb needs to change for me and my team.
Yes.
And be like, let this breathe.
Now, in today's meta, untrain yourself from what I would describe as insecure editing.
Look at the building. Look how messed up it is. Look at the crack. Look at the window. This bad.
It's like me grabbing your head and just like flipping you all over the place.
Yeah.
Let me
It's clear. Yeah.
explore. I think the whole video has this. If your editors had a lot more time, didn't have 2 weeks to essentially rush this edit, this could have been, honestly, potential to be one of the best videos on YouTube. And
man.
it makes
me goosebumps again.
It makes me sad you prioritized quantity rather than quality. But the nature of what you're recording actually demands quality. And quantity is actually destroying the potential of these projects.
I'm glad that you see the potential.
Yeah.
This could be a pivot point or like a shift to not post 3 times a month.
Yeah.
Just post less.
Yeah.
Like, follow, subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.
You don't have to use that outro.
No, I don't. I just
hard cut?
I just kind of just
I
like.
thought you're supposed to let it breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Music comes in,
All
smile,
right.
emotion.
You caught me in my hypocrisy.